So let's get a little personal.
Okay.
I want to hear your take on failure. What is your personal failure philosophy?
Um, I'm pretty comfortable with failure. I was kind of raised to be comfortable with failure. It was just kind of part of my generation's life. In fact, part of the reason that I think we might have insulated your generation from failure so much is that failure was so much pushed at us.
Hmm.
And my parents' generation, the Depression generation, wanted to teach us these failure lessons because they had, many of them, seen the ultimate failure. If not experienced it, they'd seen it people next door. I mean, the Depression was so widespread and so deep and so far that everyone was touched, and it forever changed their psyche. They didn't trust anything, and so failure was just part of the system to them.
Yeah.
And we all had to be prepared for that. And my generation got sick and tired of hearing about the Depression stories.
Wow.
But they were told as stories to us to teach us lessons. And unfortunately, what a lot of my generation did was say, well, we're not going to raise our kids that way. We're not going to put them through that kind of stuff. Because it was, our lives were structured so that failure was thought of something very good. And so there was lots of opportunities. And so, be it sports, be it whatever, it was always set up with very few, very clear winners and lots of losers.
Yeah.
And what we were always told was that's life. And I think, again, in talking to my dad passed away recently, a couple years ago, and especially later in life when I talked to him about some of this stuff, he said, it was just kind of how we thought. We thought that was our job, was to prepare you for the failures. And sadly, we haven't prepared your generation for failure. I get students who come in who never experienced failure in a real sense, and have been insulated and protected, and it's to the point where I have to actually create situations of actual failure or impending failure.
Yeah.
To put some fear in them and put some reality in them and get them kind of understanding that they're about to go out and play with live bullets, and you will get shot once in a while, and it hurts, and it kind of sucks, but that going back to my parents' generation's philosophy, that's part of life. We've tried to remove it from there, and that's artificial because it's there.
Yeah.
So that's a long way of saying my view about failure is it's just part. I don't say it's good or it's bad. I'm not sure it's necessary to build character, but it's part of the human experience that does build character.
Yeah, I can definitely attest. I don't know how much I can attest to my generation being, not ready for failure. I would say that, I'm not ready. I wasn't ready for failure, but to a certain extent, like when a failure occurred though, that had another unexpected occurrence that I almost didn't even realize what failure was and the subtleties of failure.
Exactly.